Should I stand up against my narcissistic dad? Only this year have I finally realized that my father is actually incredibly narcissistic and also emotionally neglectful. I always used to think that him screaming at me, threatening to hurt me, and actually hurting me is what he described as disciplining me. But over the course of the past year, I began to see the real fucking monster that he is. To give you guys an idea of how he is a narcissist, literally an hour ago he was in the backyard and then started banging on the back door because it was locked and he needed to come inside. There are 2 back doors in my home. The other one I'm pretty sure was unlocked just fine. As he was banging on the door, I was just laying down in my bed and my sister was in the shower. I was alarmed by all the banging on the door, and because I was laying in my bed, it took me some time to get dressed and then get to the door. When I got to the door and finally opened it, he told me to get me and my sister outside immediately and pluck the grass growing in the flower beds. He was serious about this too. He literally forced my sister out of the shower to go do this. I have a good feeling he was probably completely aware of the other door being probably unlocked. He just wanted to make it look like he had a reason to be mad at me and my sister, which I don't think the door being locked is a probable cause to be mad at us. I think this whole ordeal was done just so that he could make us feel guilty for no reason at all, and I don't even understand why he did this. Is it because me and my sister were not outside helping him with gardening, if that's even what he was doing? Despite him never announcing that he was doing it and that he needed help with it? Or is it simply because he wanted to make me and my sister feel guilty for not immediately tending to his needs? I'll never know, and I also don't care to know because I'm tired of always trying to figure out what I did wrong. On the emotionally neglectful side, he either doesn't notice or doesn't care about my feelings. I remember having a conversation about how I've been feeling severely depressed, and he just turned it into a conversation about himself. And I've had this conversation with him more than once, and each time the outcome was the same. There was one time where he offered to take me to a therapist, but it didn't seem genuine, so I didn't accept it. Though I feel I should have. In the not noticing category, he can visibly tell that I am either pissed off, exhausted, or severely depressed, yet he still treats the way he always would. An example of this is that he always forces me to go to this wrestling called jujitsu, which I was unwillingly forced into. Now, I don't know which one it is, but he either doesn't care or doesn't notice, because I can be visibly exhausted to the point that I look like a zombie and still be forced to go. I've told him countless times that I do not like jujitsu and would prefer to do a different sport, but each time it would just be met with, "It's not up to you." I understand that this is just the clouds above the iceberg of abuse, but it really hurts to be alive and knowing that my own father doesn't care about me and just uses me so that his home could be clean. And this doesn't even just apply to my father. Pretty much my whole family is like this, except for my aunt and cousin. I've been noticing that as my sister gets older, she begins to behave more and more like my father, becoming obsessive with cleanliness and perfection. I tried many times to explain to her that our father doesn't really care about us and just exploits us so that his house could be clean and in order. She refuses to accept it every time and just calls me crazy or tries to get away. I could go on about all the shit my father's done to me, but that would make this post 30 times longer. If my own father can't love me, I don't think anyone can. I have a good feeling I'll die alone. And that thought terrifies me because I know it's probably gonna be truth.